Hello dear students, today we are going to start class 9th History chapter 2 Socialism in Europe and the Russian Revolution part 4. Students, in this part we will cover introduction, Russia's defeat in Russo-Japanese War, the Revolution of 1905, October Manifesto 1905, the First World War and the Russian Empire, impact of the First World War, course of the revolution, February Revolution. Students, before starting today's content, let us recall the contents we discussed in previous part so that it will be easy for you to understand the further contents. Students, in previous part we discussed support for socialism. There was a spread of socialist ideas throughout Europe and the United States of America by the later half of the 19th century. The main objective of the socialist movement was to curtail the ill effects of the capitalist system and to bring reforms in the miserable condition of the workers. Because the capitalism was the root cause of all the social ills. So there was need to remove this system. We also discussed about the causes of the revolution. In that we discussed about political causes, social causes and economic causes. Students, in political causes we have seen the czars in Russia ruled in a highly autocratic manner. They believed in the divine theory of kingship and were not prepared to put a check on their unlimited powers and privileges. Tsar Nicholas was dominated by the German wife Tsarina Alexandra. She was under great influence of hypocritical and corrupt Saint Rasputin. The Tsar took certain decisions under the influence of his queen and Rasputin, as a result of which opposition against him started gathering momentum among the masses. In social causes, we have seen, students, the privileged class comprised prosperous and influential people who held almost all the important offices of the state, and most of the land was also under their control. They enjoyed special privileges and rights and lived in a world of luxury. We have also discussed the condition of non-privileged class consisted of farmers and workers who formed about 90% of the Russian population. Around 85% of the population earned their living from agriculture. The cultivators produced for the market and for their own needs as well. They had to work hard to meet their both ends and had to bear the barbarities of the privileged classes. So this was the condition of peasants in the society. Neither the farmers nor the workers had any meaningful place in the society. In fact, the workers were a divided social group. Some of them had strong links with their original villages, whereas some others had settled in cities permanently. Students, the middle class which emerged with the rapid industrialization and which mainly comprised of small industrialists, merchants and intellectuals, too was disenchanted with the autocratic czardom. With the expansion of education, the ideology of middle class people underwent rapid changes and the intellectuals started protesting against the czarist regime. As education level became high, the people they started thinking about their rights and they wanted to get rights by the help of revolution. Now we have also seen the economic causes. Till the end of the 18th century, Russia was industrially a backward country. Industrialization started in the later half of the 19th century and brought with it miseries for the newly emerged class of industrial workers. Students, in Russia, the industry was found in pockets. St. Petersburg and Moscow were the prominent industrial areas. With the expansion of railway network and the increase in foreign investment in industry, A number of factories were set up in 1890s. The foreign investors were interested only in making huge and quick profits without having any concern for the miserable conditions of the workers. The workers had to work from 12 to 15 hours a day, but the wages they received for putting in such an untrained labor were much less. Their working hours were much more, and their wages were less according to it. They were also deprived of political rights and had no means of getting even minor reforms. The masses started getting awakened under the influence of Marxist ideology. They started forming their organizations and, in order to get their demands fulfilled, began to resort to strikes. Now, strikes was a strategy that they applied to get their rights fulfilled. We have seen the growth of revolutionary movement, spread of socialism. Students, we have seen, as has been stated earlier, there was a deep rooted resentment against the Tsarist rule among the masses since long. The autocratic rule of Tsar had disappointed and disillusioned the Russian people. The half hearted measures of reform by Tsars and the inefficiency in the administration led the younger generation of the working men of the 1860s to start revolutionary movements. At that time, all political parties were illegal in Russia before 1914. The Russian Social Democratic Workers' Party was founded by socialists in 1898 who respected Marx's ideas. Some Russian socialists felt that Russian peasants' custom of dividing land periodically made them natural socialists. So peasants, not workers, would be the main force of the revolution, and Russia could become socialist more quickly than other countries. Socialists were active in the countryside through the late 19th century. They formed the Socialist Revolutionary Party in 1900. The party struggled for peasants' rights and demanded that land belonging to nobles be transferred to peasants. Lenin felt that peasants were not one unified group. Some were poor and others rich. Some worked as laborers while others were capitalists who employed workers. Given this differentiation within them, they could not all be the part of socialist movement. The party was divided over the strategy of organization. Vladimir Lenin thought that in a repressive society like Tsarist Russia, the party should be disciplined and should control the number and quality of its members. Menshevik thought that the party should be open to all, as in Germany. So, students, because of different ideology, the party split into two parts. One part, that was the leader was Lenin. They thought that the revolution is the necessity. With the help of revolution, they can achieve their target. Mensheviks were moderate. They wanted parliamentary system. They wanted that there should be education among the people so that they can fight for their rights. In this way, we have seen Bolshevik, they were liberal, they were having the radical ideas, and that is Mensheviks, they were moderates. So, because of these two different ideas, the party split into two parts, that is Bolsheviks and Mensheviks. Students, Socialist Democratic Party made a significant contribution in awakening and uniting the working classes. The Mensheviks and Bolshevik parties were the political parties of industrial workers. There was also a party of the peasants known as the Socialist Revolutionary Party. It was formed in 1900. The party struggled for peasants' rights. Students, now the Russo-Japanese War. It also became one of the reasons behind the Russian Revolution. Students, Russo-Japanese War was a war between the Japanese Empire and the Russian Empire. It started in 1904 and ended in 1905. The war happened because the Russian Empire and Japanese Empire disagreed over who should get parts of Manchuria and Korea. Students, in 1904 to 1905, a big and powerful country like Russia was defeated at the hands of a small country like Japan. The terrible and humiliating defeat served a fatal blow to the honor and prestige of Russia. Anti-Tsar feelings began to rise among the masses, and the people got themselves prepared to uproot the autocratic and corrupt Tsarist government, which had not been able to secure the national prestige and honor. So it became one of the reasons behind the Russian Revolution. The Revolution of 1905, a dress rehearsal for 1917. Students, the Russian workers underwent a number of miseries during the year 1904. There was a sharp increase in the prices of essential goods, declining the real wages by 20%. The workers in any case were agitated about their working conditions and poor wages. Consequently, the membership of workers' associations rose quickly. The workers became more agitated when four members of Assembly of Russian Workers were dismissed at Putilov Iron Works. We should keep in mind that the revolutionary movement had started spreading fast even during the Russo-Japanese War. Intellectuals, liberals, and revolutionaries had started organizing meetings and large demonstrations at different places throughout the country demanding constitutional reforms. Students, the jihadists who wanted a modernized Islam to lead Muslim societies supported them in Muslim dominated areas. Students, jihadists were Muslim reformers within the Russian Empire. Now, one incident is very important here, that is the incident of Bloody Sunday. Students, this incident has given way to Russian Revolution. On Sunday, January 22, 1905, a large crowd led by priest Gapon approached the Tsar's palace in St. Petersburg to put their demands before him, but they were fired upon and dispersed with hundreds killed and 300 wounded. The news of Bloody Sunday led to strikes which affected every trade and profession. This series of movement is known as 1905 Revolution. Many officials were assassinated, strikes were organized, mutinies occurred in the army and navy, universities closed down, lawyers, doctors, and other middle class workers formed unions and demanded a constituent assembly. So, this was a very critical situation here of the common people. When they demanded their rights, they were killed. So, that angered the people, and people they started demonstrations, they came on the roads, universities were closed, army, navy, the soldiers they became aware, and they all demanded a constituent assembly. October Manifesto 1905. In view of changed circumstances, Tsar Nicholas II issued a declaration of administrative reforms known as October Manifesto on October 30, 1905. According, Accordingly, provision for Duma. Duma is a parliament of elected representatives of people was made, and freedom of speech, expression, and formation of organizations was granted to the common masses. On May 10, 1906, Tsar Nicholas II himself inaugurated the Duma with a grand ceremony. However, Duma could not survive long. Just after 75 days, Tsar dissolved Duma and re-elected Second Duma within 3 months. In fact, Tsar was not prepared to reduce his power in any way. He changed the voting laws. Consequently, the Third Duma was packed with conservative politicians. And students, conservative people, they they were not in the favor of radical changes. They wanted changes in slow process, as we discussed. So conservative people, they respect the past. They believe in older orders. Students, though the revolution of 1905 failed to achieve its objective, it proved to be a dress rehearsal for the Bolshevik Revolution 1917. During the spread of revolution, a new form of workers' organization called the Soviet Workers' Representatives came into being. Later, Soviets of peasants and soldiers came into existence and sprang up all over the country. No doubt these Soviets played a significant role in bringing about the Bolshevik Revolution of 1917. Now we will see the significance of 1905. As we discussed, though the revolution of 1905 failed to achieve its objective, it proved to be a dress rehearsal for the Bolshevik Revolution of 1917. It has given a way to Bolshevik Revolution of 1917. The revolution of 1905 was not a total disappointment. It can be regarded as the first socialist revolution. It shows the immense importance of the general strike as a political weapon. People, they had taken the strikes as a political weapon. It taught a new techniques to workers for effective socialist revolution. Now they got the idea of revolution. The revolutionary movement of 1905 in Russia had a great impact all over Europe. Fear of revolutions spread all over the political arena. The government in European countries became more concerned about maintaining their authority and prestige than they had never before. The result was increase in tensions within the nations of Europe. So in this way we have seen later Soviets of peasants and soldiers also came into existence and sprang up all over the country. No doubt these Soviets played a significant role in bringing about the Bolshevik Revolution of 1917. The First World War and the Russian Empire. Students, in 1914, the First World War broke out between the two European alliances, the Axis powers and the Allied powers. Germany, Austria, Turkey, and their allies were known as Axis powers or the Central powers, and Britain, France, Russia, and their allies were known as the Allied powers. The participation of Russia in the First World War proved fatal and brought about the final collapse of Russian autocracy. In Russia, the war was initially popular and people started rallying around Tsar Nicholas II. Anti-German sentiments rose so high that St. Petersburg was renamed as Petrograd. However, the Tsar could not conduct the war efforts efficiently. In order to increase the strength of army, farmers and workers were forcibly recruited in the army. It resulted in the shortage of production and gave birth to an economic crisis. As most of the people they went for the war, so there was decrease in the production and workforce. Students, defeat of Russian army. It is worth mentioning that Russia's own industries were few in numbers, while the coming of Baltic Sea under German control, the country was cut off from the suppliers of industrial goods. Consequently, a famine-like situation arose throughout of industrial goods. The war on the Eastern Front was different from the war of Western frontier. The armies fought from trenches along the eastern France in the west. On the other hand, the armies moved a good deal on the east and fought battles. Casualties were high on the eastern front. Russia's army lost badly in Germany and Austria between 1914 and 1916. By 1917, over 7 million people died in the battle. So, students, it was a great loss to Russia. In Eastern Europe, big things were expected for Russian armies, but there they received severe setback. As the Russian armies retreated, they destroyed crops and buildings to prevent the enemies from making any use of them. The ruin of crops and buildings led to over 3 million refugees in Russia. The Russian position was getting more and more precarious on account of heavy losses and gross inefficiency of the War Department. The situation worsened to such an extent that the Tsar's soldiers refused to fight such a war. So it was a great loss to Russia, and Russia defeated. Now we will see the impact of the First World War on economy. Students, Russia's own industries were few in number. With the coming of Baltic Sea under German control, the country was cut off from other suppliers of industrial goods. Consequently, a famine-like situation arose throughout the country, and there was an actual shortage of bread. Bread and flour became scarce for the people in the cities. Students, industrial equipment disintegrated more rapidly in Russia than any other European country. By 1916, railway lines began to break down and all able-bodied men were called up to the war. As a result, there were labor shortages and small workshops producing essential goods were shut down. Since more ration was sent for the army, there was shortage of bread for the civilian. By the winter 1916, riots at bread shops were common. So, students, the government made no efforts to control or improve the situation and remained completely unmindful of the condition of soldiers on war fronts. Russian armies lost badly in Germany and Austria between 1914 and 1916. By February 1917, over 7 million soldiers had been killed in the war. This dissatisfaction spread among the masses as well in the army, and riots began in the capital city of Petrograd and many other cities, which soon took the shape of a revolution. So, the economic loss also became a reason behind the revolution 1917. Course of the revolution. Students, the revolution was accomplished into two parts, that is, two stages: February Revolution, March 1917 Revolution in a new style, and October Revolution, November 1917 Revolution in a new style. Students, here March 1917 Revolution, it is mentioned because the Julian or Old Russian calendar is 13 days behind the Georgian calendar in use today. Students, in two stages the revolution had taken place. First, February Revolution, and second, October Revolution, that was Bolshevik Revolution. February Revolution. February Revolution. Now we will see the main events of February Revolution. Students, the shortage of food and the consequent starvation gave rise to powerful wave of dissatisfaction, which became the immediate cause of the revolution. As has already been stated, the conditions had become grave in Petrograd, the capital city, by the winter 1917. In February 1917, acute food shortages were felt in the workers' quarters located on the right bank of the river Neva, the fashionable areas. The Winter Palace and official buildings such as the palace where the Duma met were on the left bank of the river. On February 22nd, 1917, a lockout took place at a factory on the right bank. It began with demonstration by working class women trying to purchase bread. The very next day, workers in 50 factories in sympathy called a strike. It was soon joined by soldiers and others. As in many factories, women led the way to strikes. The February 23 came to be popularly known as the International Women's Day. In a new style, that is 8th March, we are celebrating 8th March as the International Women's Day in the remembrance of that day. Demonstrating workers reached the Nevsky Prospect, the central of the capital, crossing from the factory quarters. No political party was actively involved in the movement at this stage. Workers surrounded the fashionable quarters and official buildings. Curfew was imposed in the area. Demonstrations dispersed by evening. However, they demonstrated in the area again on February 24th and 25th. Consequently, the government called out the cavalry and police to maintain law and order. Students, the Tsar suspended Duma on Sunday, February 25, 1917. The demonstrators resented this step of the Tsar strongly. Huge demonstrations were organized on the left bank on February 26. Police headquarters were ransacked on 27 February. The streets echoed with the slogans about bread, better wages, better working hours, and democracy. Many army regiments joined the strike and the capital fell into the hands of the demonstrators. These events of February 27 marked what has been called the February Revolution. Students, Tsar Nicholas II, who was not present in the capital, ordered the suppression of the insurgent and the dissolution of the Duma. However, the Duma refused to obey Tsar. The revolutionaries established their control on Moscow. On March 15, that is 2nd March, according to New Style, the Tsar abdicated and the first provisional government under George Lvov was formed. Tsar with his family was arrested and deported to Siberia. Thus, the Tsardom came to an end and Russia was declared a republic in September 1917. So, students, let us recall on 22nd February, a lockout at a factory, demonstrations thronged the center of the capital, and curfew was imposed. On 25th February, suspension of Duma. 27th February, formation of Soviet. 2nd March, Tsar leaves power and provisional government formed. The February Revolution marked an end to the autocratic Tsarist rule in Russia and paved the way for an elected government. This was because of February Revolution, that was the effect of it. There was no leader of this movement. The revolution had no political party as its forefront. It was led by the people themselves, as workers had taken part in this. Petrograd had brought down the monarchy and thus gained a significant place in the Soviet history. Trade unions grew in number. So, in this, the people were the leaders. No any particular leader was there. Themselves, they started the revolution to get their rights, to solve their problems. Achievements and failures of the provisional governments. The provisional government abolished restrictions on public meetings and associations. Soviets were set up everywhere, but the new government could not adopt students here 2nd March was in the old style and 15th March I told that was in the new style. On that, the Tsar was abdicated. Now we are talking about the achievements and failures of the provisional government. The provisional government abolished restrictions on public meetings and associations. Soviets were set up everywhere, but the new government could not adopt a common system of election. Army officials, landowners, and industrialists remained influential in the government. Consequently, the new government could not garner the support of the common man. Its policy to carry on with the war created disenchantment among the masses. Peace, land to the tiller, control of industry by workers, and equal status for the non-Russian nationalities were the fourfold demands of the people. But the provisional government failed to meet with any of these demands. As a result, it lost the support of the people. Now test your progress. What were the social, economic and political conditions in Russia before 1905? 1905 proved to be a dress rehearsal for the revolution that took place in 1917 in Russia. Give arguments in support of the statement. State the main events leading to the February Revolution in Petrograd. What was Duma? How far was it successful? So these are some questions. I hope you can easily solve these questions. So this is today's part. Thank you.